Sherwood Forest. 800 years since the reign of King John, the remains of the palace that bears his name are there for all to see.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 mythical places that turned out to be real.
Archaeologists still marvel at the prospect.
For this list, we're looking at locations with close associations to myths and legends that can be visited today. Have you personally visited any of these sites? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Cyclops Riviera. Lying east of Sicily is a stretch of coastline known as the Cyclops Riviera. And what famous myth prominently features a Cyclops? That's right, Homer's Odyssey.
Story of Odysseus, called the Odyssey, was written by a Greek poet named Homer.
The Odyssey is one of the defining Greek epics, written around the 8th century BCE. It contains a character named Polyphemus, who is the Cyclopean son of Poseidon and Theusa. Polyphemus antagonizes Odysseus and his men by trapping them in a cave and attempting to hit them with giant rocks.
The sight of him sends Odysseus and his men cowering into a dark corner.
These are the very same rocks that can be found off the coast of the Cyclops Riviera. They're brown peaks poking through the Mediterranean. Number 9. KNOCKMA Hill. Officially known as KNOCKMA, KNOCKMA Hill is a large mound found in Western Ireland. This area is said to be the home of a Celtic fairy named Finnvara. Finnvara is the king of the Ishi, a group of fairies found in Celtic mythology. Finnvara and his fairies have been closely linked with the area's crops. When they won battles, the crops would bloom and be healthy. If Finnvara was away from home, or if the surrounding area was disturbed by battle, then it would experience famine. Some legends even name Finnvara as the ruler or king of the dead. KNOCKMA Hill contains a few giant cairns of prehistoric origin, one of which is said to be the burial place of the fairy king. Number 8. Takachiho. Amaterasu is a deity in Japanese mythology, serving as the goddess of the sun. Her grandson is Ninigi no Mikoto, who was sent to Earth by Amaterasu. Ninigi brought with him the 3 sacred treasures, which helped establish the imperial house of Japan. Ninigi is also said to be the great-grandfather of Emperor Jimmu, who, according to Japanese legend, was the first emperor of Japan. Ninigi landed on Earth in the town of Takachiho, which lies in southern Japan in the region of Kyushu. Today, Takachiho is home to approximately 12,000 people. Number 7. Xanadu. Kubla Khan is a very famous poem written by the English Romantic poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Coleridge reportedly wrote the poem after experiencing an intense opium dream, but only 54 of the planned 300 lines were ever finished. The epic poem describes a seemingly mythical location known as Xanadu, which is said to be the pleasure dome of Kublai Khan. Well, Kublai Khan was in fact a real person, and Xanadu is a real place.
The new city, which was later immortalized in European literature as Xanadu, aroused concern among Mongol traditionalists.
It's officially called Chengdu, and it's served as an administrative capital of the Yuan dynasty, which was established by Kublai Khan in the late 13th century. Chengdu was once visited by Marco Polo, and it was made a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2012. Number 6. Tintagel Castle. King Arthur is arguably the most popular literary hero in the Western canon, as his story has been endlessly told and retold throughout the centuries. Many real locations are associated with the Arthurian legend. The mythical island of Avalon has been identified as Glastonbury Tor, and while many locations have been put forth as the real Camelot, many agree that it was Cadbury Castle in Somerset. But we're here for Tintagel Castle, which is found in North Cornwall. This area has been inhabited since the early Middle Ages, and Geoffrey of Monmouth wrote in his Historia Regum Britanniae that Tintagel Castle was the site of King Arthur's conception. A modern path called Arthur's Way now stretches between the Tintagel and Cadbury castles. Number 5. Shangri-La. Considering the cultural power and proliferation of Shangri-La, it's amazing to think that the legend is so relatively new. The myth didn't begin until 1933, when English author James Hilton published his novel Lost Horizon. In the story, various people crash land in the mountains of Tibet and find a secret utopia called Shangri-La. There are 2 potential sources for Hilton's unforgettable setting. One is Zhongdian, a Chinese city that actually renamed itself Shangri-La in 2001. Another is the Hunza Valley near the China-Pakistan border, which was personally visited by Hilton and matches many of his physical descriptions. Number 4. Loch Ness. It's fun watching folklore progress in real time. One of the most famous names in Scottish folklore is undoubtedly Nessie, or the Loch Ness Monster.
Every Nessie sighting gets attention. And people love getting attention.
While everyone knows about Old Nessie today, the legend actually goes all the way back to the 6th century, when a hagiographer named Adamnan wrote about the monster in his Life of Columba. The book describes a water beast that attacked and killed a man in front of the titular Irish monk. Loch Ness is indeed a real place found in the northern Scottish Highlands. The loch itself is real. The monster? Well, we'll let you come to your own conclusion.
But the question is, are there any sea monsters now?
Number 3. Sherwood Forest. Pretty much smack in the middle of England lies Sherwood Forest, which is found in the county of Nottinghamshire.
And this was one of the most difficult and dangerous stretches because it was bandit country. Sherwood Forest.
The forest stretches over 1,000 acres and attracts hundreds of thousands of tourists each year. Part of this is because of its natural beauty, and part is owing to its association with Robin Hood.
I want to know how the legend of Robin Hood came about.
It has long been said that Sherwood Forest was the home of Robin Hood and his merry men. This association dates back to 1420, when the Lincoln Cathedral manuscript mentioned that, quote, Robin Hood in Sherwood stood. It's also said that Robin Hood slept in Major Oak, a real oak tree that lies in Sherwood and dates back 1,000 years.
The Major Oak is said to be between 800 and 1,000 years old.
Number 2. Mount Olympus. Serving as the highest mountain in Greece, Mount Olympus stretches over 9,000 feet into the air and lies near the Aegean Sea. This mountain is of great importance in ancient Greek mythology, as it was said to house the 12 Olympian gods.
This sacred mountain is the second tallest in the Balkan Peninsula.
One particular landmark is Stefani, which serves as the mountain's steepest peak. This peak is also known as the throne of Zeus, who served as king of the gods and as the god of sky and thunder. The summit of Mount Olympus was finally reached in 1913. Unfortunately, there was no sign of the Olympic gods. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Troy. We begin and end this list with Homer. The Iliad concerns the Trojan War, a skirmish found in Greek mythology that was fought between the Greeks and Trojans. The existence of the Trojan War is still up for debate, but there doesn't seem to be much question behind the existence of Troy itself. It's real, and it's called historic. The reality of Troy was confirmed in 1871, when the site was excavated by archaeologists Heinrich Schliemann and Frank Calvert. But they didn't just find one city. Troy is so old that settlements have been built on top of previous ones, resulting in 9 distinct and numbered layers.
As he dug at various times over the next 20 years, he uncovered not one city, but 9 different settlements, each built upon the other.
Most agree that Homer's Troy is Troy VII, which dates from about 1300 to 950 BCE.
For Schliemann, the treasure proved beyond a shadow of doubt that the Troy of legend really existed.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.